across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the New York Giants. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. From his end zone, here's Tremont Smith. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And down he'll go at the 25. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down." They love being physical.
First and 10, it's Pierce. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Mills. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Off the play fake, Mills. 20! They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run here with Pierce. They get gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Again, it's Pierce. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Third and goal, Mills. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. O.J. Howard with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The Giants at 3-5, 2 games under 500, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked
blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
To try again after the sack. Jones. He finds Robinson. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing, Jones. Hard throw, incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way. Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
The Texans on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing, Mills. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards that time.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mills. And his throw here's incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. But now it's 3rd down.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mills now. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Mills to Cooks there, and that connection good for a Houston first.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Back to the ground with Pierce. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. The Giants and the Texans last year, if you go by the numbers, the two poorest offenses in the NFL. The Giants 31st in total yardage, and the Texans dead last. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. A perfect example right there, Charles, of why they love this rookie runner.
And think about how the NFL and the college games are meshing together more and more. You don't have to go to the NFL and learn a new set of skills. What you did in college often makes you ready for the NFL.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough task here, though. 3rd and long. Play fake. Mills. That'll be caught. It's the tight end, Howard. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence. And that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal. Pierce takes it straight ahead, and he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. They go play action. Mills swings this one out wide for Pierce. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a third and goal. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Play action now. Mills. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Texans have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them in the field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it past the 20. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Well, the way things have been going in this one, Charles, it was only a matter of time before this defense got involved and made a big play, and they do right there. Gosh, this lead is so large, CD, and we're only in the first half.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that's so amazing about it. You mentioned this large lead. How's this their first takeaway of the game? And what a spectacular run it was. Adding to the lead, showing the true dominance, and you're exactly right. We're still in the first half.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Jones, another shot here after the pick 6. Robinson hauling it in outright. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Looking to throw again on second down. Jones. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Good clean play, no flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3-and-out.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. Here's Smith to return it. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen
trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is... And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Hand off left side, Pierce. And he is going to lose yardage here. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And out across midfield down to the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. In motion right is Robinson. Now Jones. Once again, he finds Slayton. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. His throw incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 26. The third down conversion is successful. Give them 12 yards that time. They'll look to throw again. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Meanwhile, Jones' throw brought in by Bellinger. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man. It's Robinson. And he will have a Giants first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. Throw right side, complete to Williams. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley, and he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional.
Touchdown, Giants! Wan'Dale Robinson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Giants are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point try, good by Gano. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Up to the 20.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw, Mills. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now a toss right to Barkley. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
It's Williams on the catch. And he will have a Giants first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Giants with possession of the football, but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Jones now throwing on first down. Throw right side, taken in by Bellinger. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And the slot man goes in motion left. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 7. And he finds Shepard. Touchdown, Giant. Sterling Shepard from 13 yards out. And the Giants have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Gano the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at the 40. On play action, Mills sliding out of the pocket. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, the best don't mind making tough throws, but that was a real difficult one right there. Out of the pocket, trying to beat double coverage. More times than not, that's going to end up as an incomplete pass, if not worse.
A second down throw for Mills. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants are right back in this football game. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. They'll run it again with Barkley. Jalen Petrie coming up to bring him down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
On 2nd and 9, Jones to Barkley on the check down. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That is caught at the 7. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Barkley will score. Touchdown, New York. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tied football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. 47 yards on the ground for him so far. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll try and run for it with Conner. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Pierce now up the middle. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Now Mills. That's underneath to Pierce. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. A give left side for Pierce. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tartt.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Mills looking to throw it. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
The passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Thibodeau. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Giants touchdown. Well, part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick-6 on the other side, and now they get a pick-6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick-6 from earlier in this game?
Out of the end zone comes Smith. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. Sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mills back to throw. And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Here's Mills. He's got a man complete. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. One last shot from Mills. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And it's caught. It's a touchdown with zeros on the clock. And an extra point will send us to OT.
Brandon, we've seen this many times before. They've got the momentum. They just scored. Go for 2 and end this thing now.
And now they're going to go for 2 and a possible win as this crowd rises to make things difficult. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught. What a call with no time remaining. And with that 2 points, they win the game. So let's recap. How about the guts in this one? You score on the final play. Thought they were just going to try the PAT and tie it, send it to overtime. Trust they went for 2, and they won it right there.
Well, the book, right? You know the book that everyone plays by, right?
Yep.
That mythical book says, kick it, get to overtime, you're covered. If you don't, you go for 2 and you don't get it, your job could be in jeopardy. But sometimes people just know their teams. They may have felt like they were out of gas. They had to have it now, and they did it and got out of there with a win.
So for Houston, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington. Meanwhile, for the Giants, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.